Hello and welcome to the Still We Rise podcast. I'm Nathan, and today I'm joined by Brian Dickoff. You're joining us at the Migrants Organise Summit, and this is a series of podcasts that we're calling Solidarity Knows No Borders. So Brian, welcome.
Thank you so much, Nathan, for having me here today.
So talk to us about your group and your organization and what you do at Migrants Organise.
Yeah, so I'm the legal organizer at Migrants Organise. So my work is kind of split into two, I would say. I'm an immigration and welfare advisor and caseworkers, but at the same time I also do kind of campaigning, organizing, policy work, and strategic legal work. So at Migrants Organise, I coordinate this strategic project called the Migrants Mental Capacity Advocacy Project. So just a brief kind of background. Under our community program, Migrants Organise provide direct support for asylum seekers and refugees and migrants in London. And a lot of the people that we support suffer from a lot of mental health issues. And so my mental capacity project is kind of like a subset of the community program where we take in the most significant cases of individuals who are sectioned under the Mental Health Act, for example. And then we look into how these individuals can really access the immigration system or the welfare system that they so desperately need.
Yeah, just so our audience can get a better understanding of what's the cause of these mental health challenges that people are facing. Is it because they're in their asylum system, or is it external from that, or is it just the fact that they've come from a place where they're fleeing conflict and they're seeking sanctuary, so their mental capacity is...
I think it's both, to be honest. I mean, when we're talking about asylum seekers, then by definition, they are individuals who really have gone through a lot of trauma in their country of origin or in their way to the UK. They've been trafficked, tortured. And then obviously when they're in the UK, the asylum process and the immigration process in general outside of asylum is so difficult and the hostile environment so hostile. These individuals don't get the support that they need, which obviously exacerbate more the mental health issues or conditions that they already have. Of course, some of them do have kind of just more organic kind of mental health conditions. It might be genetic, it might be from their family, but as with any other people in this world.
Okay, so what kind of practical support does Migrants Organise give them then?
So we do a lot of, we provide the casework support and advice. There's a real gap in the system at the moment to assess a lot of these individuals. So for example, I'm working with a few men from China who's been here, I think all of them more than a decade now, and they're in and out of the hospital, the mental health hospital, because they suffer from schizophrenia or other related problems, and they just don't have the necessary kind of mental capacity to understand the immigration process.
Right.
So when you talk to them, they don't even know what asylum is or where the Home Office is. One of them thinks he's from the United States, for example, even though he's Chinese, but he has all these kind of delusions or dreams that he himself doesn't really know. So if you think about these situations, how can a solicitor assist these individuals, for example? Because, as a solicitor, then you have to take instructions from your client. Your client tells you what their story are and then present that to the Home Office. And that is also how the Home Office works. You have the asylum interview where the Home Office asks, why exactly you want to claim asylum here. And even for normal individuals, not normal, I guess, individuals who don't suffer from mental health issues, the process is already so difficult, and the Home Office really kind of try to catch you on an inconsistency and then refuse your asylum claim based on that. So then you think about these individuals who don't even, might have problems with their memory or delusions. So it's no surprise that a lot of their accounts are inconsistent because they themselves might not know what has happened to them. So then we think about then how can these individuals still get refugee status, still get protection or status in the UK and be able to escape the hostile environment? Because otherwise then they also don't get the support that they need.
Right, so in the work that you're doing, are you actually finding that some of these guys who you say probably don't have the mental capacity to be interviewed by the Home Office, but still are.
Yeah.
They still are
Yeah,
interviewed,
yeah.
and
Some of them are still interviewed.
but they can't be competent witnesses though.
Yeah,
So
yeah, exactly.
this is partly why
Yeah.
this theme of solidarity knows no borders is important for the public
Yeah.
to understand that this is what the migration system is like. So personally, Brian, what does solidarity knows no borders means to you? What does that mean to you?
I think it just, it recognizes how migration is just I think Rinka talks about this a lot, it's just a fact of life. And I really like this because, it's, borders were created, I think it's quite like a recent creation. We were talking about history of things. And people move all the time, has always been the case and will always be the case. And, especially nowadays with globalization and, internet and whatever. So really, we're kind of trying to impose something that is really artificial and kind of goes against what people do, which is migrate and move. Yeah.
Yeah, and how then can we build this solidarity? Well, build this movement, I guess, and get the British public to join in breaking down some of these barriers that exist.
I think the best thing to do is actually to meet people and to expand your kind of network and see other people. Because I think it's hard sometimes when you read in the Daily Mail about refugees and how they come and they steal all our jobs or, benefits and all this nonsense. And then you don't actually have that opportunity, or you've never kind of pushed yourself to actually find out for yourself, to meet someone who's been through that experience, to share your stories, to talk to each other. Because then when you do that, the person becomes an actual person and not just this kind of misinformation that is out there. So I think, having that conversation, pushing yourself to go outside your comfort zone.
Yeah, and how do you maintain hope? Because in the real world out there, what Priti Patel is doing is she's essentially pulling up the drawbridge for asylum seekers by criminalizing anybody who arrives here without prior authorization.
Yeah.
So how does your movement maintain hope?
It's difficult sometimes, but I find as as a caseworker, I think the energy from the sector is really something that's quite spectacular. It's a really tight-knit, small sector, and you kind of, even though I work at Migrants Organise, the Mental Capacity Project, for example, we're supported by 12 different professionals across the sector. So solicitors from Bindmans, from the Air Centre, from Southwark Law Centre, we all come together with this project, and that's kind of the the type of collaboration that we see all the time in the sector. People supporting each other, fighting the good fight against Priti Patel and the Home Office, and that is really something that you feel supported, and it's nice that it's beyond your organization as well.
Okay, and tell us how people can join your movement and where they can find your information, and what plans have you got for the future so people can join in.
So we are, more information can be obtained from our website, so at migrantsorganise.org. Although the website is still kind of in the works at the moment.
Right.
So maybe in a month's time, check the website out.
Yeah.
Or they can contact me directly as well. My email address is on the website already. We are walking for the London Legal Walk to fundraise for this project. It's on Monday, actually, so if people can donate, that would be really incredible. And all the donations obviously will go directly towards the members that we're supporting.
No, great. Thank you so much for talking to us, Brian.
All right, thanks so much, Nathan.
Pleasure.